What is passive income? Passive income is a constant source of income without much time and effort on your part, often referred to as after-sleep income. If you have read the Rich Dad Poor Dad series of books, it will be better to understand. And when your passive income has exceeded your living expenses, you are considered to have achieved financial freedom. So for the average person, where can passive income start? In today's internet age, there are many ways to create a passive income, and as long as we are willing to persevere, there will always be surprises and rewards. There are many ways of passive income, and today we have summarized the 10 most common types of assets that can help you achieve passive income. 1. Digital products. Digital products have the ability to attract more money than you can imagine and are also very easy to obtain a form of passive income. Digital products are also very diverse ways of profit. Now many people like to add a filter after taking photos. In fact, the filter is a perfect combination of coloring, adding the effect of a retouching mode. As long as you use this template, you do not have to do their own feathering, noise, soft light, adjust the light and dark and other repair actions, so that people who do not Photoshop also do a key to beautify photos. Some characteristic filters in the retouching software are to buy the software membership or a single payment to use. This is a way for the owner of the digital product to get revenue. 2. Real estate. Real estate is generally the important asset form of the rich class. This is not without reason. The demand for real estate will never stop. The most straightforward is to own a piece of real estate and then rely on renting it out for a steady passive income. The second and most common one is to use the leverage generated by real estate loans to gain income. To put it bluntly, many investors do not have the capital to buy a property or do not want to put all their liquidity in a property, so they need to obtain assets through bank loans and then rent out the property to earn income. Ideally, the rent will fully cover the loan and the costs of managing the property, with some surplus. The third way is to use the difference between buying and selling real estate to generate income. However, the entry price of real estate is too high, so you can start with REITs. 3. REITs. REITs in the international sense are fund-like in nature, with a few being private placements and most being public placements. REITs can be closed-ended or listed and traded, so they have a higher degree of flexibility than other types of real estate investments. In addition to this, REITs also have unique advantages that other investment assets do not have. First, the long-term income of REITs is determined by the value of the real estate in which they are invested, which is less correlated with other financial assets and can be hedged to a certain extent against the risk of investing in stocks, with relatively low volatility and the ability to preserve value in times of inflation. Secondly, 90% of the income is required to be distributed as dividends, so investors can receive a relatively stable immediate income. Third, small and medium-sized investors can participate in the real estate industry with very little money even if they do not have a large amount of capital. Lastly, REITs traded on the stock exchange have lower information asymmetry and higher transparency than direct investments in the real estate industry, which is more favorable for investors to grasp the dynamics of the investment market on time. 4. Stocks. The number one asset most commonly purchased by the wealthy is stocking. Although you will find very few of the world's top billionaires who made their fortunes in stocks, almost all of them have added stocks to their portfolios to maintain their wealth. Stocks are a subject of study, and many people who really get rich from stocks spend a lot of time studying them, but they are not as obscure as you might think. When you buy a stock, you are actually buying a small share of a public company and becoming a shareholder of the company. When the company makes a profit, you make a profit. That's why Warren Buffett said that stocks are easy to make money. He likes to drink Coke, so he buys Coke stock. Most people lose money in the stock market because human nature does not like to make money slowly, and tend to pursue high-risk, high-return short-term investments, ignoring the power of compound interest. Another way to make money from stocks is through stock dividends. Dividends are paid to investors as a percentage of the share of stock in the earnings of a joint stock company each year and are a very common part of shareholders' income. You can choose to spend the dividends you receive, although it is not common to spend dividends. As long as the principal is high enough, the dividends alone can cover some of your daily expenses. Of course, investors can also choose to reinvest in dividends by purchasing more shares. 5. Bonds. When a government, financial institution, or business enterprise needs funds to start a larger project, they will issue bonds and become the issuer. Bonds are a form of debt, and the issuer is required to repay the principal and pay interest at maturity, regardless of whether it is profitable or not. In the event of an issuer's bankruptcy, bondholders have a claim to the residual value of the business that is superior to that of stockholders. Therefore, bonds are safer than stocks. Of course, risk and return are always proportional, and bonds, with interest rates generally around 3%, are added by the wealthy to their personal portfolios to reduce the overall risk of their investments. 6. Funds. If stocks are a way to bet all your money in one place, funds are a way to put your eggs in different baskets. Not only that, not everyone has the ability and energy to manage stocks, but many wealthy people have their own professional financiers to manage their assets, which makes funds a more worry-free option. When we talk about choosing a fund, it's really more about choosing a fund manager. Choosing the right manager means letting a trusted professional help you manage your assets by selecting a quality stock portfolio and making adjustments to your positions. However, it also means that the return of the fund is lower than that of the stock. 7. Entrepreneurship. Amazon Jeff Bezos, Microsoft Bill Gates, and Facebook Zuckerberg. They are among the top 10 billionaires in the world who started their own businesses. The early stage of starting a business naturally involves a lot of time, energy and money. At this stage, not to mention the passive income, or even the need to subsidize the money may be. However, once the business model takes shape and is steadily expanding, the business owner can slowly enjoy the benefits and earn income even while sleeping. If you only have a small amount of money but want to try starting a business, you can start with an online store, such as joining Amazon e-commerce, not advertising, or by drop shipping. However, low risk means high difficulty. Before starting, it is advisable to do a good job of data collection and be mentally prepared to start over again if you fail. 8. Patent. Patent income is the income you get from letting others use your product, idea, design or technology. In 1858, there was a poor painter in Philadelphia who had to paint in a small, dirty studio every day. Because of the lack of space, he was often unable to find an eraser. So the artist thought of many ways to solve the problem, and the final solution was to use a piece of iron to fix the eraser at the end of the pencil. The artist was Hyman Lipman, who then applied for a patent. The advantage of having a patent is that someone who wants to use your idea later must pay you for it. Not only that, but you could also receive a one-time payment by transferring the patent. In 1862, Lipman sold the patent for a pencil with an eraser for $100,000. In 1862, Lipman sold the patent for a pencil with an eraser for $100,000, which is equivalent to more than $2 million today. 9. Copyright. If patents are an area where science and technology excel, copyright allows more liberal arts content creators to enjoy their intellectual property. The world's most famous case of copyright, J.K. Rowling and her Harry Potter series, must have a name. For every Harry Potter book sold worldwide, Rowling earns copyright revenue from it. With the works being cinematographic, Rowling again earns copyright revenue from it. More copyright revenue, with the launch of the Harry Potter series of peripherals, and further fill Rowling's pockets. Now, in addition to the UK, many other countries have opened Harry Potter-themed venues. All of these generate copyright revenue that benefits author Rowling, which is truly a lifetime of a passive income. 10. Audience and new media branding. 20 years ago, no one would have thought that audience was an asset. After all, our media voice was in the hands of a few media moguls, and it was very difficult for ordinary individuals or small organizations to gain value through the media. With the development of the self-media era and the explosion of the Netflix economy, everyone can have their own new media brand, and everyone can become a brand themselves. If you are a blogger with millions of followers, then your online media account and your followers are assets that can help you realize. In addition to platform advertising revenue, bloggers can also earn commissions by planting ads in their content and sponsoring live streams with the merchandise. Some bloggers also promote their own brands on their channels to boost sales, which is true. I speak for myself. The online economy and online economic chain allow every ordinary person with an electronic device to benefit from the internet. What other forms of assets do you know of that allow people to make money while lying on their backs? Please share them with us in the comments section. Finally, I hope the contents of this issue will inspire you to realize your dream of financial freedom as soon as possible. Here is Monopony. Welcome to like, comment and subscribe. See you next episode.